What's up, guys? I'm here with Sean G on Instagram and on YouTube.
You gonna find your friends 2 times. You only gonna find your friends 2 times in your life. When you sick and when you in trouble. Whoever come and see you and come see about you and look for you and visit you and come to your aid when you sick and you in trouble, them your friends. If they don't come and see you and see about you when you sick and you in trouble, and they know you sick and in trouble, they cut them off, cut them loose.
This guy, we found each other on Instagram a few months ago, and I saw videos of him, like millions of views on YouTube of guys working out in the street, guys just shredded and just like street stuff, calisthenics, physical fitness, and then I found his deeper content on Instagram, and he's saying things that are resonating with my soul. And next thing you know, we're talking. He's came all the way from Jersey, and
actually, I was St. Louis.
Oh, you were
I'm from Jersey, but I was in St. Louis and drove over here. Tonight, this is at nighttime.
Bro, and you're 52. You're in phenomenal shape. You eat clean,
without a doubt.
And I just want everybody to get to know you who watches my videos as well. So, what's up, Sean G?
What's going on, Keith, man? You know, first of all, thank you for having me and little Sean over. You and your wife, man, welcomed us into your home. You fed us. And like I say, when I reached out to you, I've been following you since 2016.
Mm-hmm.
You were the reason why I started my window cleaning business. And for me to, like, drive here from St. Louis and do this collab with you, man, is, you know, it's just showing me that I'm moving up in the YouTube game, man. You know, and I appreciate you having me on your podcast. Make sure you subscribe to Keith's podcast and subscribe to my podcast, The Podcast with Soul, on YouTube.
Yes.
Sean G.
And so earlier we were talking. You said you had made $1 million, lost it, literally ended up in prison,
federal prison,
and then had a felony, couldn't get out, and then you went from
got out, couldn't get a job,
and then literally started cleaning windows,
without a doubt,
and then documenting everything. Now you built this whole online business. You've got books out. You do coaching. I saw on YouTube, I was watching the other night, you had this whole live event. You were on stage in a suit and tie, and it was just amazing. It was transformational, and you're touching a lot of people's lives in a very profound way, and I think it's amazing. And then I look in, I see you doing calisthenics and working out, and Fit Over 50, that's what you call it.
Fit Over 50, baby.
So can you tell a little bit about your story of how you got to the point in your life where everything went from light to dark, and then you pulled yourself out and brought it up again? And you said, like, you struggled with addiction in the past and all types of things. Dude, this is so powerful.
All that. Well, I got a bachelor's degree in accounting from Morris Brown College in Atlanta, Georgia. I got a master's degree from the New Jersey Institute of Technology in finance. And I built up, I was a licensed real estate broker in New Jersey. I had a property management business that brought me in about $8,000 a month. I had a financial consulting, and I had a tax practice that brought me in about $300,000 every tax season. I had a $400,000 a year income, and I was doing wrong. I was getting people back bigger refunds on their tax returns than what I was supposed to, or if they owed a substantial amount of money, I would sharpen the pencil and bring that number down from $30,000 to maybe $11,000, and in exchange, you know, get them to throw me a little something, and that was wrong. Investigated, indicted by the feds, went to federal prison, and lost a $1.2 million net worth, and just crashed and burned. And actually, Keith, man, that experience, man, actually was therapeutic in a way, man, because it got me to really look at myself, man, and to really examine myself and ask myself, like, you know, Sean, what are you doing? What's going on with your life? And, you know, so I stayed there. I did that. And then when I got out, with my bachelor's degree and with my master's degree, it was, I applied for a job to get a job at Wendy's. I applied to get a job at the Gold's Gym where I was working out. Nobody would hire me. And, you know, I was playing poker for a living at that point. And, you know, I couldn't do that because I'm a single father. I have a 10-year-old son. And I said, yo, Sean, I said, we got to find something else. This poker thing is too up and down. And the time that was required to do it, it just wasn't working. And I went on YouTube and I saw one of your videos, man, of you cleaning windows in Michigan in the middle of the winter. And I said, yo, this is what I'm going to do, man. And I went out to Home Depot, bought my stuff, and built me a window cleaning business from scratch, man. My first window was a $3 window. And by the time I was done 2 years later, I had 7 Taco Bells, a Burger King, 6 Domino's pizzas, a bunch of diners, a bunch of barbershops, restaurants. I had it all. And, you know, I owe that to you, man, and I appreciate you, man.
Dude, that's amazing. You're welcome. I knew that I had to make those videos. I felt this thing pulling me, making me get up in the middle of the night even to shoot videos, even with my phone, because I felt that there was other people that were going through the same exact situation, and I had to put the message out, and it resonated. And here we are right now, and thank you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
So you said that you were literally in the same town of where you had high status, and everybody knew you as somebody who was successful and all these connections, and now all of a sudden you lost everything and got locked up and got out, and now you've got a bucket and a squeegee.
Walking around in my same hometown, and, you know, motherfuckers looking at me laughing like, look at that stupid motherfucker. Look at him, stupid motherfucker, man. And but I didn't let that. I couldn't afford to let that get in my dome, Keith. I couldn't afford to let that impact, you know, what I thought about myself and what I had to do for my life. You know what I'm saying? And like I was telling you before, you know, at first when I started cleaning windows, I hated it, but then at some point it switched, and then I loved cleaning windows, man. I loved owning my own time. I loved controlling how much money I could make in a day. You know, I loved just having the freedom, and I owned my time and I owned my life. Yeah.
There's this huge realization I had one day. So I started my window cleaning business in the middle of the freezing winter, and because we did landscaping all during the summer, and then there wasn't any unemployment because I didn't have a job anymore, and I was broke. There was no landscaping, and I couldn't find a job. I didn't want a job, so I started cleaning windows, and I felt like a bum. I was scared because I had this belt on and a bucket and a squeegee, and I'm going around knocking on doors and negotiating for any price I could get. Cell phone stores, strip malls, plazas, submarine shops, banks, anything. It didn't matter.
If they had windows, I'm knocking on the door.
Exactly. And the windows were everywhere.
Yeah.
But my pride was hurt because I didn't want to, because I was accepting the fact of where I had gone, where I ended up in my life to my own doing, because I had spent so much time smoking my own brochures, and I was living in a just brutal reality, right? And then all of a sudden something hit me hard because people were calling me the window cleaning guy, and I was like, I'm not the window cleaning guy. I'm Keith Kalfas, you know? And then it hit me one day. I was like, wait a second. The window cleaning guy is getting paid. Oh, my God. There's nothing wrong with
being the well. Window.
Yeah. Then we started getting houses 300, 400, 500. We got houses 800, 900, 1,500.
Wow.
I mean, literally go out. I mean, I wrote a book about how to make $500 a day cleaning windows.
I saw the book. Yep.
And when you can literally go out and you could build a 6-figure business just cleaning windows.
Without a doubt.
Oh my God.
Without a doubt.
So there's nothing wrong with being the window cleaning guy.
No.
So
if you can go out and do $250 a day, and there's 30 days in a month, you know what is that? 7,500.
I don't know. I asked
Yeah,
Alexa.
something like that. 7,500. You know, anywhere from 6,000 to 9,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Who you know, and you get paid every day when you go home. You got money with you every day. You can't beat that.
Mm-hmm. In a very short period of time, I was. We had an eviction notice on the door, and I was engaged. We weren't married yet. My wife and I. And I went from eviction notice on the door to now rent paid, food in the fridge, and just boom, 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 because I was making cash every day. And I had a friend who was a mentor of mine who was cleaning these big mansions and making all this money. And I would call him like once a week, frustrated with my confidence in the gutter and saying, how in the hell are you making money doing these? So these people are talking me down so low, and I'm trying out like I'm dying out here. It's freezing. I was like. And he would laugh because the one thing that I didn't understand was all of that pain and suffering was rooted in my feelings of unworthiness and my feelings of, it was all rooted in my own pride that I was afraid to, I know this ain't about me, but I just want to make this point real quick. Imagine that you're running around on the ground, but there's a mountain and it's hard to climb. At some point, you can't go anywhere else. You got to start digging in and climbing the fucking mountain. And you got to dig in and dig into yourself and start ripping apart the parts of your identity that are afraid and your fucking pride. And when you swallow that and start listening to people who are successful, and yes, I'm the student, you're the mentor. I don't know shit. Fucking teach me, because this sucks and it's not going anywhere anymore. That's when it starts working and you start getting your foot in the door, and it's like everything changed, man. And so...
Yo, I could remember going out when I first started, man, and making like $27 in a day.
Mm-hmm.
And just like wondering like, yo, how did I get here? And but I never quit. I never gave in. You know, I knew that, you know, as long as I kept going, I was going to be all right. I was going to be able to make it, you know, and that all I had to do was just get up every day and continue to go out and, you know, knock on doors, clean windows, and just keep doing my thing, man. And that's what I did. I never stopped. It was rough. It was rough. And there were days that I really didn't want to do it, but I kept going and I didn't stop. And it paid off.
I love it. Now, you kept talking about, well, last night we were on the phone and you were talking about the ability to own your own time and be your own boss versus punching a clock and having to ask somebody permission to take time off. It's like...
There's nothing better than owning your own time, man, and having the freedom of choice. You know, there's nothing like that, man.
And now I see your son, little Sean, right?
Without a doubt.
I see he's in your videos. You're taking him around the country with you. Mm-hmm. And that reminds me, there was a video, I think it was Tony Robbins was talking about. He was telling a story, or it was him and his son. The car broke down, and they were stuck on the side of the road. Because what I'm getting at is I could see you're spending a lot of one-on-one time with your son, and I met your son, and he's very well-mannered, and I can see he's already a mature young man. He's got phenomenal manners. And it makes me think about my dad and the times when my dad, we were laying down next to a car, and he was showing me when I was a little kid how to change brake pads on a car and stuff like that. And that was the most... He didn't know it. My father didn't know, but why do I remember that right now? Because it was that one-on-one time. And so the car broke down because you guys just drove all the way from St. Louis, like you're one-on-one time with your son.
We drove from Jersey to Louisville, Kentucky, from Louisville, Kentucky to St. Louis, from St. Louis to Keith Kalfas' garage, to this studio where we at right now, together, me and my 10-year-old son. That's my hype man. That's my co-pilot.
But you were at a point where you had all that taken from you. And so how do you go from being successful, losing everything, and then peeling yourself back up out of the dirt from a hole, and now rising back up, and you're on your way to being, I mean, to me, you're already on top, but you're not stopping. If you could tell anybody and encourage them if they're in a dark place?
Man, listen, sometimes you got to crash and burn in order to get introduced to your greater self. You know, it was when I was down in the Dipsy dumpster, Keith. I mean, I'm talking about spiritually, mentally, and physically just fucked up all the way around, man. And like I said before, you know, I had to go from being my number one enemy to learning how to be my best friend, man. And that made all the difference in the world. And I just refused to quit. You know, you talked about how I work out, fit over 50. You know, I work out 7 days a week. I don't miss a day because I need to stay in shape. That's my competitive advantage over 94% of the population on the planet, you know, who's fat, obese. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be like that. If I'm in shape and I'm ready, because I say I stay ready so I don't have to get ready. You know, as long as I stay like that, I'm good to go. I'm not on no medication. I don't take no high blood pressure, no nothing, man.
So you said you struggle with addiction, though. How the hell?
Without a doubt.
So how do you, like, because you said you do coaching. Like, I've seen you've got a merch line, you've got books,
Talk
you're
about
coaching, live events. You're doing all these things, and you also coach people sometimes that
about life, entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
My YouTube channel is The Podcast with Soul.
Yeah.
Go on my website, gumbypublishing.bigcartel.com. I've written 3 books. It's a 3-volume series called The Stigmatism in My Soul.
Mm-hmm.
This book was written 6 months after I got released from federal prison as a way to kind of cope with the stress of the new life of having once been a millionaire to getting out of federal prison with $1,900 and starting all over again at the age of 47.
Wow.
So I wrote these books, and like Keith mentioned, I also offer mentorship sessions. You can reach out to me through my Instagram. My Instagram is at Sean G or at Gumby Publishing, and we can talk about that. And you know, that's just what I do, man. I'm really just giving up myself, Keith. I'm really just giving up myself, man. I'm not like, if you watch my videos on my channel, man, I'm there's no bells and whistles, there's no gloss. I don't got any fancy music. I pretty much hit the button, the red light comes on, and I take off, and that's what we do, man. So, you know, I give up myself.
I was looking on your Instagram 2 nights ago, and you literally have a post, like, the whole post is just like you saying, you got to get it together. I'm just saying, you got to get it together. And you just keep repeating it. And what you're doing is you're talking to a specific person who's going through it's an emotional IQ that you have, that you're very cognizant and aware that you don't have to say anything else. And the person, and I'm sure that you get people DMing you like, oh my God, that's exactly what I'm going through. So can you talk about that one thing? Because that's like the few, like social media.
I'm not trying to do that, man. I'm not setting out like what you saying to like demonstrate I have this emotional IQ. You told me about that word, that I have this high. I set my phone up. I don't make no videos if it's not on my heart, because what comes from the heart reaches the heart. In any situation, what comes from the heart reaches the heart. And I don't just shoot videos to just put content out there. I want to come through the screen, man, And I want what I'm saying to you to hit you in your heart. I want the hair on the back of your neck to stand up and say, yo, this is unlike anything or any other content out there. I'm not trying to do it. I'm just being myself, man.
I love that. I respect that. And I resonate with that.
And I told you, man, them videos that you shoot now where you sitting in your truck and you're not talking about window cleaning, you're not talking about trimming hedges, you're not talking about none of that. And you just, and I was watching you like 2-3 weeks ago. I says Keith is getting to the point to where he's gotten to that spiritual level, man, where he is seeing that this thing called life is a lot deeper than just accumulating a whole bunch of assets. And you know, it's really about having your soul centered, your mental health straight, your mentality locked, and your physical body in shape. Is threefold, man. Spiritual, mental, and physical. And I got to keep it tight. That's how I win. That's how I win.
I had some I've lost a lot of people that I love, and I was running terrified, feeling like I was going to end up in that dark place again with nothing, scrambling for my life. And I thought when I finally made X amount of money or got X amount of that, it would make me feel different, and it didn't make me feel different at all. And I finally thought if I hit a certain amount of money in the bank that I would feel
peace.
No, and I didn't.
No.
And then something happened I've never told anybody at work this summer. I'll just spare the details, but I literally almost died. But I didn't. I don't know how I didn't. By the grace of God, I was able to walk into my house and hug and kiss my wife again, and nobody knows because I just embarrassed. I'll talk about it later. It was a stupid safety mistake that I had a lot going on in my head, and I'm the type of guy who pays attention at work. And something happened that almost ended me, and that changed my life. Like when you go home and you're kissing your wife and kissing, like I have my cats and dogs, kissing the floor that you walk on.
Grateful, man. Gratitude. Thankful.
Gratitude is where.
And yo, that's how I felt, man, when I got released. When I got released from federal prison, you know, because I took so much for granted, man. When you got money, man, when I had money, let me keep it on me. When I had money, I took so much for granted. And when I got released, it was just like you. You know, the first thing I did was go pick up little Sean, man. Go pick up my son. And, yo, let's go to McDonald's. Let me watch you eat McDonald's. French fry? Yo, this is dope. Look at him. He's sipping his soda. Oh, snap. He's eating the ham. The small stuff is what counts, man. I don't let HBO influence me. I don't let Instagram influence me. I don't let Hollywood movies. I deal with reality, man. My religion is reality. You understand? And we was talking about this before. I'm giving my son my soul. I'm not giving him no toys, gifts, money, none of that. I'm giving him me. Because this is going to be the pyramid I'm going to leave here. Our kids are the pyramids that we leave here after we pass on to the next life. So if I want to remain here on earth after I pass on in the physical sense, I got to give me to my son so that I continue to live, so that I never die. I have everlasting life. I keep moving. You understand? And you're going to do that when you have your son and your daughter. You're going to do the same thing. And then Keith Kalfas never leaves.
That's amazing.
It's deep, homeboy. It's deep, man. It's deep. This thing is real, man. This thing is real. You know, these kids, I don't, I let Sean play his games, things like that, but other times, yo, come on, get in the car. You need to go watch me interact in Walgreens. You need to watch me do this so you could pick up the mannerisms. I can't just give you the phone and tell you go over there and play Fortnite for 6 hours. Yeah, you in the same house with me, but we ain't doing nothing. Nah, we're not doing that.
I'm just letting it sink in what you're talking about.
And I go hard every day, homeboy. I go hard every day. 52 years old. Look good, feel good, think good, sleep good. Go to sleep early, wake up early, and I get up and I kill shit. I get up and I apply myself to my life. And it ain't no excuses. Can't nobody, and we was talking about that. We talked about your story a little bit. We ain't got to get into it now, but it ain't no excuses, man. It ain't no excuse. You can't come to me with no excuses. Not Sean G. I don't want to hear it.
That's what you said last, yeah.
Recovering drug addict, right?
Mm-hmm.
Recovering alcoholic, black American male, convicted felon, federal white-collar felony. People look at you like you got goddamn 8 heads when you tell them that. Single father, right? And went to prison at 45, got out at 47, and started all over again. And a lot of y'all don't have no felony conviction, no nothing, and y'all ain't doing nothing. Not the kid. Not the kid. I started all over again from nothing, man. I lost my house. I lost everything. I lost $1.2 million net worth, man. I had $656,000 in my TD Ameritrade account. I had 275 stacks in my checking account. And when the feds came, I panicked. And I lost it all. Next thing I looked up, I had $3,000 left. And had to go to prison. And went. Got out, started all over again. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to make another $1 million. I'm not impressed by people that make $1 million. I'm impressed by people that can make it, lose it, and make it again.
That reminds me, one of my best friends, Scotty, he built a construction business and got into real estate, and he was $2.3 million a year. And then he had a lot of success, and he was so hungry for success that he lost focus and got greedy, and then got into a restaurant business, and he didn't know what he was doing, so he just chose partners who were experienced, but there's other problems, and basically the whole thing fell apart, and he lost everything and ended up sleeping in the back of his Jeep downtown. And he's been through 16 different businesses, and now he's very successful today, but he's been through so much, and he just kept fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting, and to watch all this happen and unfold.
That's that crystallization process, man. If you want pure gold,
Mm-hmm.
you take the gold and you put it into a dross. A dross is a hot furnace, and the heat burns out all the impurities, and when you pull the gold out, you got pure gold with no impurities. So it's that heat, and it was when I was at my lowest, man, that I got introduced to this other Sean that I never knew. The old dude had to go. He was no longer useful, so I had to make a new guy. You know what I'm saying? I had to, the real Sean had to step up. Yes, indeed.
So if you went through all that, you say no excuses.
Not for me. Not for me. I don't want to hear it. Maybe they want to hear it down there. Go talk to my man. Go talk to her. Don't come at me with it. I don't want to hear it. This is against all odds, man.
Yes.
This is against all odds, Keith. And I'm not joking and I'm not playing. It's 900 lions. Check me out. It's 900 lions. There's only one zebra left. Somebody going to starve, and it ain't going to be me. Yeah. That's how I'm getting up. I get up, when I sip my first cup of coffee, that's what I'm thinking. I'm not playing with y'all. And I'm talking to all 8 billion of y'all. That's who I'm talking to.
I like it. This is Sean G. I'm going to put all of his Instagram,
Follow
YouTube
Keith
links.
Kalfas on all of his platforms, man. This dude has changed lives. He's impacted directly me and Little Sean's life. Without a doubt. But he's changing lives. He's changed lives, and his transformation and his transmutation from what he was when I first saw him in 2016 to now. Shout out to Keith Kalfas, man. And Keith, thank you for having me on your platform, man. I appreciate you, man.
Dude, thank you. Thank you so much.
What about your joint in March? You going to tell them about your joint in March?
Oh, yeah, we finally pulled the trigger now that the CD19ers, Michigan was a very strict state. So we're throwing our live event, the Marketing ROI Live Workshop event. It's March 25th and 26th in Shelby Township, Michigan. Tickets are going on sale soon. If you're watching this video, it might be in the link in the description below already. And that's all I'm going to say right now, but it's going to be epic, very powerful.
You get the chance to meet this guy. You get a chance to see him. And I may be there. You never know.
I like it. So I'll put all the links below. What is your Instagram, your YouTube, all that again?
Instagram is at Sean G or at Gumby Publishing on Instagram. The YouTube channel is The Podcast with Soul, because I was the window cleaner with soul. The books that I wrote is astigmatism in my soul. I have a Patreon channel, the Patreon channel with soul. And you'll understand what I'm saying, because when you look at my content, I come from my soul with mine.
I love it. Thanks,
Keith
man.
Kalfas.
All right. I'll put check out his YouTube channel. Also the videos of the guys working out and all the stuff. I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys. You guys are awesome.
Peace.
Thanks, Sean.